Hally-ho, chaps! Welcome into Uncle Steve's pub. As we let you, we will have you into our pub today. I can't do that much longer. Sorry. Welcome into Uncle Steve's Lounge. How's it doing on a Friday? The Friday brunch here. This is your Uncle Steve. Thank you for joining us here. We appreciate you getting ready to go overseas to check out these Atlanta Falcons against the Jacksonville Jaguars. What's your final prediction score? And Europe, UK. When I think of that, I think music. What are your favorite groups? Who are your favorite artists from the UK or Europe? Let's talk about it. What is going on and how's everyone doing on this Friday? You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge. It is the Friday brunch. We are getting ready for tea and crumpets. Or maybe a Burger King sandwich. That's really what I just had. What's going on, everybody? We are looking forward to this Sunday where the Atlanta Falcons hope to bounce back against a struggling Jackson Jaguars team coming into this game 1-2. We, of course, are coming into this game 2-1. Something's got to give. Hopefully, we will prevail. As you're coming in, make sure you like the video if you're on YouTube. We appreciate that. That helps everything get out into the stratosphere of YouTube. And for those of you on Facebook, do the same. Like the video for me, especially if you're in Atlanta Bird Gang. Let me know if you're going to the game. Let me know if you're staying home. I will unfortunately be in that long line and hope the government doesn't shut stuff down so we can get the TSA line done with and get overseas. But hopefully about 48 hours from now? 48 hours from now, we'll be in Wembley Stadium enjoying what we hope to be a Falcons win to go to 3-1. So many things have happened since the last time I talked to you. Just swirls of everything. And it's amazing what the difference between what a win will do and what a loss will do. You know, the wins over the first 2 weeks, it's very easy to be very positive about things, and the outlook looks bright, sunny. And then we lose one game and whoo, the sky fell so quick. The criticisms of everybody from the head coach down to the water boy gets turned up. And that's what happens, folks. That's why we're fans. So I look forward to the roller coaster ride. That's the fun part. The fun part, 1 week you think you're on top, next week you're down. Now you got to figure a way to scratch back up. So at this particular point, the Falcons are at a crossroads. And I say at a crossroads because this is the first bit of adversity they faced this year. Is the season over? No. Should Desmond Ridder be benched? No. Should Arthur Smith be fired? No. Should Caleb McGarry be benched? No. No, that was hard to go through. We are at a time of overreaction. And that's what fans do. We do that. We overreact. We overreact to everything. We overreacted in the spring, spent money on Jesse Bates and Caden Ellis, had detractors that didn't want us to do that. We overreacted at the draft. Bijan was not who we were supposed to get. We were supposed to get Jalen Carter. We overreacted. We overreacted in OTAs. This person looked better than this person. We overreacted in the preseason. Lost 24-zip against the Steelers. No way we'll come up and be a good team. Now we go 2-0. We lose one game, and it was a bad loss. Let's not try to act like it was. I mean, we didn't score a touchdown. That was a bad loss. Defense looked good, but it was a bad loss. So the first reaction is, let's get rid of Desmond Ridder. Desmond Ridder, who threw the ball 38 times. No, that's not the plan. You know that's not the plan for this team. I'm not close to being a play caller, and you know that wasn't the plan. So you got to scrap that up. Look at the tape on Monday, throw it away, start game planning for the Jaguars. Jaguars blown out at home by C.J. Stroud, of all people. 37-17, so they're licking wounds. So both of these teams at times when, the fan base could be a little hard. We're fans, folks. Let's not pretend like we don't care. We care. And our job as fans is to react to everything. That's our job. If you sit there and say you're an even keel person and you go through the whole season with no reaction and you can wait and say more power to you and God bless you for your ability to not react. I reacted. I thought that was horrible. I thought the offensive line was bad. I think Ridder was bad. Yes, Desmond Ridder was bad. That's a popular thing to say, I'm sure. I thought the coaching decisions were bad. But what do? Turn the page, 2-1, and we start all over. Again, we have 17 different chances to go ahead. We have 17 different chances to win. We won 2 out of 3. Now we're on to the 4th chance. And we got to do better. It's not really difficult to figure out. Better blocking, better play calling, better accuracy from our quarterback. A little bit of better, maybe secondary play, possibly. Not AJ to me. I think we got to figure out why is Trey Flowers still out there, but it's a whole nother story. And let's see how we move on. So the world has not ended. Again, game was over Sunday. We all lived to, those of us still here, we all lived to see the next day. And we come to this point. So another chance for the Falcons to show that they're serious in the NFL. Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars are saying the same thing. What are we going to do? We're 1-2. We won the division last year. We were supposed to be better than this. So they're looking to right some wrongs themselves. So something's got to give in this game. And we'll see what happens. So 2 things I'm asking from you today. Simple, because it's probably be a little bit of the abbreviated version of the brunch because we got to get over there and root on our Falcons. Prediction for the game. And because we're going to the UK, I thought it would be fun. It's been a while since we've had a chance to mix a little entertainment in with our sports, now that we're into the season and everything. But we're going over to Wembley Stadium, which has been one of the highlights of musical acts of huge proportions. They had Live Aid there. course, some of the acts like U2 sold out there, Queen. So, who are some of your favorite acts from United Kingdom, London, Europe? Who are some of your favorite musical acts from there? I'll start it off for me. Obviously, the Beatles come to mind. Love the Beatles, love Paul McCartney. Big time. Huge George Michael fan. Wham and solo. A lot of the stuff. Was a big Duran guy, too. In the 80s, when they were hitting on all cylinders. So tell me some of the folks that you all enjoy from across the pond. Might be some younger folks in here. Might say One Direction or something like that. That's fine. Whatever you want to say. It's all good. Prediction for the game, score prediction, and your favorite artists from overseas. Let's run it down. Let's see who we got in here. Marina is up front checking in for roll call. Good afternoon, what's going on, Marina? Thank you for joining us. Oblivion Empire is here. What's going on? Millie Mills, as always. What's going on, sir? Winston here. Say, what's going on in the chat? Smash that like button. Yes, please, if you get a chance to. If you don't mind, hit that like button for me. I appreciate it on YouTube. Subscribe if you haven't. We appreciate that too. Making our way slowly. Hit 1,000 earlier this spring or summer. But I don't mind moving up. Y'all tell your friends. If you're over on Atlanta Bird Gang and want to switch over to YouTube just to push the subscribe button, I appreciate it. Even if you don't watch YouTube. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Millie says 24-21 Atlanta. So he thinks it's a close game. David says, what's up, Steve? What's going on, Dave? How you doing, sir? Matt Town Dirty in the house. What's up, Matt? Good to see you. Hey, Miss Barbara, how you doing? She says, unfortunately, she thinks it's going to be 30-24 Jaguars. Still haven't done anything with that line. Ritter ain't it. Holds the ball too long when he does have time. Feels someone on our offense will score. Love the show. Thank you, Barbara. I appreciate it. And she says she'll be watching from home. That was my other question, too. Are you guys, for those who are going, I guess you're already there or getting ready to leave like me, or are you watching from home? Barbara's going to watch from home. Thank you for the kind words, ma'am. Yeah, there is nothing in this statement that is untrue. There's nothing in this statement that is untrue. Her opinion says Ritter ain't it. Show me where, I mean, you can debate it, but that's her opinion. I'm not going to be mad at it. Q, how you doing, Q? He said, what's the topic? Topic today is the prediction for the game, your prediction for the Jaguars Falcon game, and your favorite artists from overseas, UK. Whether it be the Beatles, whether it be David Bowie, whether it be Phil Collins in Genesis. Love Phil Collins. Good dude. David Stark says 20-17 Falcons will depend on the run game and controlling the clock. Yeah, we got to get back to that run game, y'all. Millie Mills says, and I see Ridley with about 5 catches scoring one this weekend. Nothing deep, though. That's about all he does. Look, hey, Millie, I'm keeping it real. I want him to score at least 2 touchdowns and get 100 yards. And that'd be the only 2 touchdowns they score. Trying to keep it real, man. We need that draft pick. Hey, man, Adam. David says Green Bay victory doesn't look so good now. Yeah. Yes and no. It validates one thing. I think Detroit is for real. I still think we had an opportunity to beat Detroit, and if we find our way back to them, that's not a team I'm scared of. I just think we have to figure out a different game plan. But somewhere along the line, we got to figure out what's going on with our team and how we match up. The Green Bays, Detroits, those are the teams we're going to be fighting. Those are the teams. Super chat in the house. My brother Padre is here. What is going on, sir? Thank you for the $4.99 super chat. Appreciate you. Say, what's good, up? I heard from a reliable source named Big Low that you're working on a harmonica solo in Stairway to Heaven. Can you confirm? Sir, I can confirm to you that Robert Plant, even at his age now, is looking for me to do that with him. There's a place in the... No. And he's flying the stairway to heaven. Led Zeppelin said, actually, I like Led Zeppelin too, Padre. Led Zeppelin was a pretty good group as well. Robert Plant, he's good, awesome. Trying to tell you, good stuff. Padre cannot get enough of your support, brother. I appreciate you as always. Thank you, my friend. G says, what's up, Unc? I'll be watching the game from the homeland. Have a safe flight and enjoy. Falcons for the W, 23-17. Thank you for the well wishes, my friend. Thank you. My brother Red is here. Y'all make sure y'all check Red out on Saturday, man. Saturday. And Red, please put in the chat what time the show comes on with Rev, Red, and the coach. It comes on YouTube. And I know he comes on his Facebook as well. Good stuff in the morning. Sometimes y'all do it a little too early for a brother to get up, but I always check out the replay, man. Good stuff. Red said, we're not getting rid of everyone after 3 weeks, but Ritter is skating on an ice pond with cracked ice. We're this week and Ritter buys another week, lose, and Heineke begins warming up. And thank you, Red. And one of the things that, listen, y'all, it's not brain surgery, folks. Desmond Ritter was not brought in here to be a savior. Desmond Ritter was brought in here to be in front of the ship, steer it for now. If he happens to do some good things, so be it, and we can pat ourselves on the back and say, yeah, we developed him and all of that. But as Red said, I don't think the hook is too far. Is week 3 early? Absolutely. I think week 4 is early. And you also have to look at what we have on the schedule. And I don't want to look too far ahead because you get in trouble like that. You play Houston, who beat up on the Jaguars, and you play the Commanders next. 2 games, in my opinion, that this team, especially at home, you should be able to win. If we extend this losing streak past Sunday and into next week's home game, you would be ridiculous not to think about changing. Again, for those of you who want the narrative, no, I did not say switch him out in week 3 or going into week 4. What I said was you can't afford, with all these people that you brought here, you cannot afford to sit there and hope, pray for miracles if he doesn't come around. Am I still thankful for the Ritter in game 2? Absolutely. Ritter gets the game ball in game 2. Absolutely. But at some point, the guy steering the most important position in North American sports has to be better. Overall. Facebook user says, good afternoon, watching from work. Hey, appreciate you watching from work. Thank you so much. Red says Falcons win 30-14. He said we'll be 3-1 by 1 o'clock on Sunday. There you go. That's the kind of optimism I'm looking at. Smitty, what's going on? Smitty Sports Machine, man. I'm tell y'all again, not that y'all not already subscribed. Y'all make sure y'all check them out, man. So awesome. That Smitty and Alberto from 95 North Sports Talk, they hit us back to back. We didn't even get a chance to recuperate from Sunday's post game with John Abraham. Then he gonna slap us with Mud Duck on Tuesday. So I mean, come on, man. Come on, Smitty. Like Hammer, don't hurt him. Well, I got a trip to make. I can't do the Hammer stuff. But y'all make sure y'all check out Smitty Sports Machine. I'm sure he got some surprises coming up on the horizon too as well. Eric, Red says YouTube. I'm gonna tell you what. When YouTube first came out, well, I can't say first came out. before they hit here, because With or Without You was the biggest. That was their debut here. They had some other songs, Bloody Sunday and stuff like that they played prior to. But that Joshua Tree, man, that was an awesome album. U2 is pretty good. So, I'll take that, Red. Absolutely. Orion says, simply, oh, man, that's Army. Holding back the years. Woo! Mick Hucknall, I think his name was. Monday, June, Tight Dimension. Yeah. Good stuff, man. Red said he loved George Michael. Love some George Michael, man. George Michael. One of the most underrated cats, voice-wise. George could throw down, man. George was the man. Dave says Bananarama. But they did Venus. I'm your Venus. I'm your fire. I heard a rumor too, right? Yeah. Bananarama, George Michael, Phil Collins. Phil Collins, another underrated cat. Health is not that good these days, man. Hopefully he is a little bit better along the way. Rez throws another one in and says Queen. And Queen from 1976 to about 1982. Just go back and look at that catalog. Really. Go back from 76, right around Killer Queen. Bohemian Rhapsody came after that. Then 1980. Well, it was late. Was it late 79, 80? With Another One Bites the Dust and Crazy Little Thing Called Love. I mean, they were on a nice little roll, man. Nice roll. Another vote for George Michael from Smitty. G says David Bowie, and that's another one, man. When I first went to England when I was in high school, a little exchanges program or whatever, Let's Dance had just come out. Now, I didn't know a lot about David Bowie then, but then I went back into the archives. Fame, Golden Years, some of that stuff right there. David Bowie, man. He just passed, about 3 years ago? 2-3 years ago. Eric, what's up, Eric? Oh, my goodness. Level 42. I know there's something about you, baby. So right. Mark King, one of the best bass players in the UK. That's a real good one. That's a shock one right there. Q says, 28 to 21. That's a good call. It's all good, brother. It's all good, man. Barbara says, favorite artist, Rod Stewart. Ooh, Rod Stewart. One of my favorite songs by him, of course, you can go Maggie May, Do You Think I'm Sexy, Tonight's the Night, all that stuff. But he did this song called If We Fall in Love Tonight. And that was like in the 90s, like mid-90s and stuff. He's always had that soulful type voice. Very, very good. Rolling Stones, you can't go wrong. Mick Jagger. To this day, you can play one of the best start-up party songs of all time, which if you go back and look, they were rock and roll to their core. Can't Get No Satisfaction, Brown Sugar, all of that. But you hear that guitar riff, da-na-na, da-na-na-na-na-na-na, you start me up and never stop. That, woo! Mick Jagger, know he got some soul with his skinny behind. He's still out there doing it too. Still out there doing it. My brother Rusty, what's going on, Russ? How you doing, man? Say, feel bad saying this, but we are at a coaching and quarterback disadvantages. That's a bad combo. I would say 27-21 Jazz. Speak your truth, Rusty. And shoot, ain't nobody banning you for your opinion, brother. He says he think the Jazz got too much for us. He got too much. Q says George. I'm assuming you're talking about George Michael. Smitty says Falcons 17, Jags 13, low scoring game. I almost disagree with I agree with the outcome. I think it might be a little high scoring this time. Winston says definitely Phil Collins, but Freddie Mercury is a close second. You can't deny Freddie Mercury is one of the best voices in music history. Absolutely. Eric said he's on the fence, man. Say, I'm really not sure who will win this week. I really hope we win. And that's the scary part, man. When you get to the point where you just don't know, that's keeping it real. That's keeping it real. Red said, oh, dang, Phil Collins overseas, too. You forgot about that, eh? He said, baby, don't lose my number. That was a good song. That whole album was good. That was No Jacket Required. No Jacket Required. That had the Philip Bailey song, Easy Lover. And my favorite song by him is One More Night. I know everybody goes to, which is good. I like In the Air Tonight. But One More Night from that same album was really good. Studio, Don't Lose My Number. That's awesome. Padre says, so that's a yes, Unc. Absolutely it is. Atlanta supporter in the house. What's going on, brother? What's going on? Yeah, Eric. Yeah, Red says on Saturday mornings. Absolutely. Y'all make Saturday at 11 a.m. So y'all make sure y'all check them out. Definitely. Like I say, YouTube and Facebook. So y'all make sure y'all check them out. Red says Ritter loses to Houston. It's over. Yeah. This is true. You cannot let CJ Stroud come into this building and win. You can't. The optics. I'm sorry, folks. The optics would be horrible if he comes in here and win. Almost the same way if Bryce would have found a way to win that first week. What's up, Ray? How you doing? I hope everything's going well. Atlanta supporter says Arthur Smith got to do something different. I hope so. I hope so. You can't go in there with the same game plan you had last week. That's for sure. Lisa Shepard says, cheerio from London. I will be joining you with my wife and child pretty soon. In, well, a little more than 24 hours, so we'll be there. Barbara says, if we have a losing season after this season and no playoffs, Arthur Smith needs to be fired. Barbara, I think it doesn't even have to get that far. If you're at week 14 and we're something like 5-8, 5-9, you almost have to think about it then. I hope I'm not projecting that, but I'm just saying, yeah, you obviously if he has a losing season, yeah, you got to think of something different. You got way too many weapons on this team to stand pat. The Dixon Way is in the house. The brother Larry is here. Him and his wife Shonda have the Dixon Way on YouTube. Make sure you guys check him out for live reaction sports. I'm sure he will be up with tea, crumpets, collard greens, and chitlins at 9:30 in the morning watching that game. He'll probably watching the cartoon version, but he'll be up there watching the game. Y'all make sure y'all check Larry out on the Dixon Way. He said Falcons win 21-20, last second drive for the win. I can live with that, brother. Mills, what's going on? Say if Ritter is not the guy, Arthur Smith can't wait too late to pull the plug for playoff sake. Mills, that's going to be, and again, y'all, nobody is giving up on Ritter. Mills isn't giving up on Ritter. Unc isn't giving up on Ritter. A lot of the chat isn't giving up on Ritter. But if you don't have results with him at the helm, you've got to try something different. Sorry. I've watched all week from national folks to local radio to Atlanta content creators. And it's great because it's different. Everybody has a different opinion about what's going on. There are some that say Ritter got to go tomorrow. There's some that say Ritter shouldn't have been there in the first place. There are some that say, be patient with the young man. He's only played 7 pro games. There are some that saying warm Heineke up. You heard Red talk about it earlier. And then there are some that say, what are y'all talking about? He's the best quarterback in the NFC South. and I'm serious. That it's everything. Wins and losses drive your emotions. The emotion right now, because of how the Detroit game turned out, is like, uh-oh. And it's not uh-oh because we're 2-1. We're 2-1. That's better than 0-2, 0-3, and it's better than 1-2. But the way you lost, it hits you emotionally as a fan. I'm sorry. Yes, he was 2-0. Yes, we got the win. But folks, there's nothing to say you have to stand pat. There's nothing to say you have to give chances if you don't feel like it's working. I know it's not college ball, but I like the fact that Nick Saban has a traditional winning team, which I know is not with the Falcons. So before that comes on, he said, I'm pulling my starting quarterback after 2 games. It's not working. And he put the other guy in and realized, maybe I need to go back to him. But you got to try something sometimes. Is it week 3? No. Is it week 4? No. But I'm telling y'all, if we get to week 6 and we're not 3-3 at least, you got to think about something. Because we can't wait till week 13 this time. Not with the talent on this team. And the defense, we haven't seen the defense in 3 games. We haven't seen a defense play this consistent. Yes, there are mistakes, but we haven't seen a team play this consistent in a while. You can't waste that. And it is not 100% Desmond Ridder. No, it's not. Coming from somebody who is one of his biggest critics. You got to block. McGarry. Boy, is that looking like wasted money. But just like Ridder, maybe we need to give him an opportunity. Maybe he's injured. I don't know. Maybe. Lindstrom has not looked great. Jake Matthews got put on skates last week against Hutchinson. So you got to be fair about the whole thing, too. The only difference with the conversation of O-lineman, trench play, and whatever is, folks, I could care less. The quarterback is always going to get more press. Unless you're Travis Kelce hanging out with Taylor Swift. But you're always going to get more press. Chuck, what's going on, man? How you doing, brother? Say, am I the only one seeing the Jalen Carter highlights? I've got us winning against a not so good Jaguar team, but a long way from where we want to be. Yeah, I don't see us losing to the Jags, to be honest with you. I don't think it's as close as people think it's going to be. I think we're going to win at least by a touchdown. I've seen a lot of close games, but I don't know. Millie says, maybe because I'm an 89, baby, but I just heard Stairway to Heaven for the first time a couple of weeks ago. Wow. There was a major station on the East Coast. They played Stairway to Heaven so much on their channel. It was like the #1 song from like the 70s all the way up until the early 80s. That's the kind of stunts they were doing. But yeah, Stairway to Heaven, if you talk about rock classics and especially heavy metal classics, because that was probably one of the first hardcore groups to put out a ballad. And that's a classic. Absolutely. Ray says we will win 28-24. We get back to the run game in this one. You better get back. Padre said that holding back the years will have you slayed in spirit. Yeah, man. And dude can sing too, man. Dude is legit singer. Legit. Lisa Shepard says Duran have loved them since middle school. In high school, I was in the band in high school, and we used to get a chance to put our nicknames on the back. And my middle name is Duran without the last, with a D added on. So I always used to have Duran on the back of my jersey. I probably have one of those jerseys up there somewhere, but yeah, absolutely. David Starr says Roxette as well. Now, Roxette is actually from Sweden, I think. But for the conversation, we'll throw them in there. Yeah, the look. Can't miss that. It was the Pretty Woman song. Must Have Been Love from Pretty Woman soundtrack. Chuck missed the question. The music question. Music question in honor of us going overseas to Europe. Your favorite artist from the UK or Europe itself. So, yeah, I guess so. I guess in that case, Roxette would fit in, I guess. Atlanta supporter says, I need an Uncle Steve album. Oh, man. Winston says, Unc tries to shoot a shot at us, chat. Him going to England in high school. Whoop-de-doo. All brothers, and glad you were able to experience. Yeah, we no, that wasn't a shot. We got a chance to go. I took French in 8th grade. And they had a overseas thing where we stayed about 2 weeks or something like that. Got a chance to go over, and we went to actually England, France, and Belgium, and came back over. But I also went in the military, so that, yes, I did. Silly, man. Larry says, I'm the ghost writer for Big Low Steve if you need some Falcon related tools after the game if needed. I got you, brother. I appreciate you. I appreciate that. Q says, even if we lose, play your behind off, I'll take a hard fought game I can respect. I feel you, Q. I feel you. Red says, one more night classic. Absolutely. Absolutely. Mills says, Michael McDonald, I keep forgetting, and Mills, Michael is from here, but just for the sake of good music, we'll leave that on the list. We were more referring to artists overseas and from Europe, but that's all good, brother, because we do love, I keep forgetting, we love Michael McDonald here. It's all good. Marina says 27-24 Falcons. Cool redeems himself and saves our tail. The run game will be established and Bijan will have his breakout game. But you know, it's kind of funny, man. Listen, and I know people are on Koo as they should, but y'all know Koo has only missed 2 kicks this year. I was looking at that, and granted, in the kicking game, you kind of can't afford to, you know, be off. But I'm just trying to look. Where is Youngway? Where are you, Youngway? Youngway is number. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. That's let's go to. I'm looking at, for some dumb reason, I'm looking at punting. Youngway has missed 1 field goal and 1 extra point this year. But that just shows you, man, the kicking stuff is real. They don't play that. They don't play that. So I don't blame them for bringing somebody in to put some pressure on them, but yeah, gotta have it. Winston says we can't keep letting underperformances be excuse for lack of execution and productivity. Facts. That's my boy Sean in the house. What's going on, brother? He says 21-19 Falcons. We can live with that, brother. We can do that. Winston says, I've been gave up on Ritter. He's not going to be that player, and we need for another 2 years. And that's kind of interesting that there are a lot of people that saying, can this team wait for his progression, for his maturity to come up? And I say maturity, for him to his skill to reach a maximum peak. It's a fair question. Yeah. Atlanta supporter says we need a better offensive line as well for any quarterback we have. I don't care how great you are. This is true. This is true. Sean says, has Arthur Smith actually produced results for me? No. Very fair question. Very fair question. I mean, last year, we talked about it, Sean. How many games do you actually think Arthur Smith kind of outcoached himself last year? He outcoached himself, I think, in the Chargers game. He outcoached himself in that Washington game for sure. So you got to start thinking about things like that. When you lose a game, you should be able to be transparent and look at everything. No, it's not all on Ritter. It's not all on him. That's just a polarizing position, folks. It's gonna happen. I don't care how much you throw a fit. I don't care how much you yell and scream. The quarterback will always get blamed. And the quarterback on the flip side, even in average games, will get credit. Well, he didn't do a whole lot, but he didn't lose the game. He didn't do a remember after week 1, 15-18, 113 yards. But he managed a great game. He did that. So we gave him all the love then. But then when he loses, oh, you can't talk about him. Shh. Your baby might hear you. Shh. You can't. You got to be fair. It's a high profile position. You can't sit here and baby do it. And he probably will tell you the same thing. He'll probably tell it to you. Yeah. Michael James Murphy, what's going on? Say, bring Heineke. Let Ritter learn some more. It's not the first time I've heard that opinion. Not the first time. Eric says, whether we win or lose Sunday, we will drop to second in the division because either Tampa or New Orleans will lead while we play an AFC team. The only way we stay in number one is if we win Sunday and Tampa and New Orleans in the games with a tie. That is absolutely true. Yeah. But now I think about it, let me see. Tampa has played. Yeah, that's true. Because the Detroit game is an NFC game. Yeah, you're right. D, what's going on, D? Say, who do you see stepping up on offense and defense to get us this bounce back win in London? I'm gonna tell you who I automatically see on offense, folks. I'm sorry, no doubt about it. And I feel like you're gonna see a lot of it, folks. Bijan is going to get this ball. He's going to touch the ball at least 25 times. You got to get him started. You got to get him oiled up. You cannot wait around for that. We gotta start fast. And I think the way to start fast is get your most talented player on offense going. And Bijan is going to be that key on that. On the other side of the field, I think your field general right now, Jesse Bates, has been setting the tone, folks. And as long as he keeps setting the tone, the defense is going to follow behind him. Where Jesse goes, this defense goes. And I really mean that. I think he's been awesome. Small asterisk for Caden Ellis. Caden Ellis showed up a lot in that game. Folks, if you allow only 2 touchdowns in the game, you are setting up for your team to win. Bottom line, that's it. 2 touchdowns we gave up. And one of them was late, quite honestly. Going into the fourth quarter, Detroit has scored 1 touchdown. We got to do better. Atlanta supporters say, I'm not giving up on Desmond Ritter. I'm giving up on Arthur Smith play call. Yeah, and that's not even a give up on Desmond Ritter, Atlanta supporter. I mean, look, your quarterback and your coach, and in this case, offensive coordinator / coach, they kind of go hand in hand. So where Ritter goes as much as Arthur goes. Arthur's got to put Desmond in some great positions. Have we seen Desmond Ritter hold the ball too much and not throw it away to avoid the sack? Yes. Have we seen Desmond have the stares. Start doing the staring down. As soon as you come out of the play, he's literally looking the receiver straight into the play. Well, not only the people at home can see it, the people on the field can see it. He's got and last week might have been a little different because after those first couple of sacks, you got to make some adjustments. They did it against Carolina and it worked. Didn't quite work against Detroit. So we got to figure out a way to, help the man out a little bit. Again, if y'all watching on YouTube, please make sure you hit the like button for me if you enjoy the content. If you're watching on Facebook as well, in Atlanta Bird Game, welcome into Uncle Steve's Lounge. Please hit the like button again. Let me know that what I'm doing is something that's satisfying the hunger of the Atlanta Falcons fan base. And I appreciate you guys. Let's reset what we're doing. We are giving predictions for the game this week. And we are asking you, who is your favorite musical artist from the UK/Europe? Got a lot of good ones come up. I know we got a lot more. Y'all let me know what y'all think right quick. And my buddy Jeremy Cox is in the house. What's going on, Jeremy? Said just trying to change what isn't broken, whoever the quarterback is. We don't have Mahomes on this squad. Very few teams do. And not only very profound, Jeremy, out of the 32 teams, I would probably say there are maybe, and that might be high, there are maybe seven or eight teams, maybe, that you can say, oh, this quarterback play is so good that I'm ready to ride or die with this quarterback. And I'm not talking about the managers. I'm not talking about the Daniel Jones. I'm not talking about the, what's my guy name that just flew through the top of my head? I'm losing my mind. But yes, you're absolutely right. There aren't a lot of Patrick Mahomes out there. Everybody else has to work hard as a team to get that win. Patrick Mahomes, for some reason, he can sashay and twist his head. And I didn't mean that. That sounded real bad. But because he does twist. I'm sorry. But he is one of the few that I can say I could probably put him on just about every team and he would at least make the playoffs. Not saying he could win a Super Bowl with every team, but I think he can make the playoffs. You can't say that about a lot of other people. I can't say that about Josh Allen. Joe Burrow, until he gives me, he's kind of off and on sometimes. When he's on, he's on. Jalen Hurts, as much as Jalen is doing a great job in Philadelphia, would you absolutely positively say, let me ride with Jalen? I would argue his Alabama counterpart, who had to come bail him out a couple of years ago, is actually having a better season. So, yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. Yeah, but again, Jeremy, it goes back to whether we have Mahomes or Felipe Franks, the quarterback position is still going to be magnified. So Ritter can't hide from the spotlight. And I know he's not, but I'm saying he can't hide for it. So he's got to take the daggers sometimes, even if it's not his fault. He can put up 40 points. I've heard people dog out Kirk Cousins so much to now they talking about trade rumors. And Kirk Cousins has done nothing but put up 1,000 yards, got about 9 touchdowns and stuff like that. But because he's 0-3, he's expendable. So again, it's not fair, but that quarterback position it's a curse and a blessing at the same time. David says this is game 7 for Ritter. Me personally, I've seen enough. But logic says 10 NFL starts is enough to know what you're going to have. So if week 6, he's not any better. He's shown he can't win games when we need him to. Draft need first round quarterback. And there are a lot of quarterbacks coming out. There are a lot. That's what David says. 3:30 in the house. What's going on, man? He said, Uncle Steve, this game is important for me, but I have to say the Lions just destroyed Green Bay. So now if we play bad, win, or lose, I'm going to shift my thoughts. Yeah. The Lions, to me, and somebody said the contrary earlier where they were trying to say we beat up on a bad Green Bay team. Folks, I say the opposite. I think we lost to a good Detroit team. Am I ready to put Detroit in the top 4 in the NFC yet? Maybe not. But, man, they are really, really catching on. Winston, drop a like. I'm not going to be here long enough to get into a lot of talk, Winston. I know you got the Waffle House tonight, brother. I'm going to let you save your voice for that. But I appreciate you wanting to jump in. We'll probably try to do something, if not next week, but the week after. But I know I got way too much to jump into today before I get folks in here. Chuck says, it's the eye test that's giving everyone pause. Winning, yes. But I have no confidence that we will win from week to week. A wing and a prayer is not an efficient strategy. Facts. Brother Allen Mike is in the house. What's going on, my friend? He said Anderson only out for 4 games. Oh, that would be good. Even though Lamon has not been doing a bad job, though. And I like Lamon when he played. He's not doing a bad job at all. So that is good news if it's true. What I want to see is Cordell going to play this week. The CP, he practiced all week last week and didn't play. So what's the deal this week? I don't know. It's kind of a mystery to me. Mm-hmm. Big John is in the house. What's going on, sir? Said, what are we talking about today? We are talking about 2 different things. Your prediction for this week's Jaguars Falcons game and your favorite musical artist from the UK, London, Europe, that area over there. Has somebody, got into your mind there? Larry says, Mud Duck said, maybe, just maybe, we should play guard. Said maybe, just maybe, should play guard instead of right tackle. He even said he wasn't made for outside lineman work, and that might be Gary. Move him to guard next season and Bergeron to center. Yeah, as much as I hear the talk of Arthur Smith, them talking about interchangeable parts and stuff like that, I almost wonder this late in the season, and I say late in the season, this late into the game where you've gone through, OTAs, preseason, all of this and all of that, is it wise to make a major move like that? Now, I don't know. Maybe they're trained for that. It could be. But I don't know. I hear you, and I think I heard that part when he was talking about it on there, but I don't know about that one. Red said Pretty Woman soundtrack was fire. That's right, because it was Must Have Been Love, and it was what was the other song from that as well? It's the other big song from that album, and I'm losing my mind. But yes. Dixon Way says Sting, old school, and Daft Punk for new school European music artists. Yeah, Daft Punk is pretty good. I've always loved the Police. The Police were, from Roxanne, from the jump, Synchronicity was probably their best album. I think that was their last album that they had. Really, really good. Really good. Oh, Philip Crawford comes here and say Slick Rick. Hey, that's legit. It's legit. Oh, man. Red says Uncle Steve's greatest hits produced by Red. We got to see what that cut is, though, man. We got to see what that cut is. He said, they did at my high school too, Steve. Not me, because some of those other French students, we went to the airport with them off in the 10th grade. Maze High, baby. Actually, Red, we had, and I forgot what Mark's name was. I think I'm a little older than you. But we had a guy named Mark, and I cannot think of what his last name, but like I said, I think you came out in the 90s, but from Mays High School. He roomed with me in Belgium and in France. Really good guy from Mays. So y'all Raiders, all right. David says, my bad. I thought we were do it across the pond. Didn't realize we were doing it. You can, it's all good, brother. Eric Parker said, Paul Hardcastle. Yes, sir. 17. Can't beat that. Good stuff. Chuck says, I like Phil Collins, but hard pressed to take him over Sting. Total body of work. I'm leaning toward the police. Yeah. That's actually a really tough one, though. Commercial success, Phil Collins, I think, is ahead. Commercial success. I think most people would pick Sting first, if you know what I mean, like as just that guy. But Phil Collins, man, Phil Collins got about, and not that your whole musical acumen should be built on number one hits, but the Police only had Every Breath You Take, believe it or not. That was the only number one song they had. And I don't think Sting, he had the little duet he did with Bryan Adams and Rod Stewart from Robin Hood. But other than that, I don't think Sting's ever hit number one by himself. But great albums. That Dream of the Blue Turtles, Free, set them free, when he was with Brandon Marcellus and everything. Yeah, Sting was the man. John Higgins says, Falcons 28, Jaguars 24. Millie says, cool is money. Oh, yeah. Smart Rod in the house. What's going on, Smart Rod? Said, Uncle, I'm going to say something that no one has brought up before. Coach Art is the pro version of Paul Johnson. Wow. And Smart Rod, hence his name, always comes up with a gem for me. And I hate that, man, that I don't catch you when you, dude, that is, it is so weird because Paul Johnson's Smart Ride, when he had the right folk, he had that offense cooking for a second or two, for a year or so. But yeah, you in that particular, when you run that particular style offense, you got to have the right players there. Because, and that's what I think has taken so long, the transition for the Yellow Jackets. Because be honest with you, my boy Keys, he's finally trying to do some things. I like what they're doing right now, but it took a while because you had to get that whole graduating class that Paul Johnson did, his Keys predecessor. You had to get all them folks out of there. My man didn't do a great job of doing that. Smart Rod, I have no idea why your stuff is coming up like 4 different times, but you might want to check your stuff. I don't know why it's multiplying up here like that. Sean says, even in wins, fans who are looking the full picture always has head-scratching moments. They mentioned about Arthur Smith's action. And I'll be honest with you, Arthur Smith, as much as I heard more last week, fairly, that blamed Arthur Smith, which they should have, for last week's loss. Not only from my perspective of play calling, and I'm no expert with that, but I do know this. They made adjustments when Carolina was bringing the fire in the first and second quarter when we played them. It seemed like they didn't make those same adjustments. It seemed like it. Now, maybe they did, but it seemed like they just didn't make the adjustments to me. If you get a chance to, y'all check out Tidy, in Atlanta Bird Game, and check out Tidy also on YouTube in Atlanta Bird Game as well. He had, I forgot my man's name, JT McDaniel, who was breaking down the whole game. He breaks down all of Ritter's throws and all of Ritter's stuff. And it was fair. He wasn't dogging. He didn't start from the beginning with, oh, Ritter, all this. He gave him credit for good throws. and he was on them for bad throws. And he went through every single pass play he had during the game, and it was great stuff. But if y'all get a chance to go check, and I'm trying to remember, was that on YouTube or was it on Facebook? But he attached a video to it, and it was just a great breakdown of Desmond Ridder. And I think overall what it showed is Coach Arthur has got to put Ridder in better positions. You can put your quarterback in positions to succeed. I think he did that a lot against Green Bay in the second half. He didn't do a great job of it in the first half of Carolina. Second half, he did. So he's got to do a better job getting his team there. Larry says, cue Sesame Street music. Y'all like that Sesame Street, didn't you? I had to bring some joy in here. Billy says, Jake Matthews starting to look like a little all washed up to me. I don't know, man. Well, you know what I think it is? The one thing about Jake Matthews is he's going to show up. That Matthews family don't miss games. They really don't. That's why when Clay Matthews started missing a lot of games at the end of his career, it was a little bit of a surprise because his daddy, all the Matthews, Bruce Matthews, all them cats, they were tough guys. They were Iron Men. And I think that's what Jake Matthews is. I think he's going to provide stability, but he may not be able to do it at an optimal level with everybody. He can probably block the average defensive end. I just don't think Aiden Hutchinson is an average rusher. I think Hutchinson is true. Based on his two excellent versions of the stanky leg. Oh, man. A lot of supporters say I got to see Kyle and Drake in the mix as well. Give me the win first. Look, if I have to get the ball to Bijan 40 times and you tell me that's a win, that's fine. If you tell me the game plan is don't run the ball at all and throw it to Kyle on a slant pass, if it's going to work, that's fine. I just need to win. I really need to win. Red says, right, you can't give the quarterback all the credit when we win and then forget his name when we lose and start yelling that team lost crap. It makes sense. It's very schizophrenic, Red. And again, because we're fans, there's a point where we all think we know everything that's going on. We don't. We're reacting. I'm willing to say that right off the bat. We're reacting. Is Ridder the cause of all doom and gloom? Of course not. But is he the quarterback of the team? Yes. That comes along with the territory. That comes along with everything. It does. Wink Dog, what's going on? Say, I'm not giving up on Ridder just yet. The guy hasn't lost a home game, and he's going to get better with time. I hope so. I do. I don't want us to hold on to that home game stuff. I know he has lost in college, blah, 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 blah. But you know what? Only thing, no, Wink Dog. Eventually, if you want to be successful, you got to win on the road. Matter of fact, I'd rather see your moxie and see your best in hostile environments as opposed to everybody loving you. Now, in the Green Bay game, there was smattering of boos. And not so much probably directed at Ridder, but at what we were doing offensively. So probably a little bit towards Arthur. It should be a given that you're great at home. But the other 8, and in this case, 9 games, they count too. So I can't go by, and I'm not dogging you out for your point. I'm just saying you can't just go by he's undefeated at home, so I'm going to give him a chance. You need to show me home and away you're going to be solid. And that goes for Desmond, that goes for Arthur, that goes for Bijan, that goes for Tyler, that goes for Drake, that goes for Kyle. Got to show up. Both places. Michael says, I really think when CP comes back, that three-headed monster will be a force to be reckoned with. It seems CP has been forgotten. And I was telling people this 2 weeks ago. When CP comes back, somebody's going to lose carries. Not going to be Bijan. It's probably going to be Tyler. And is that fair? If we win, who cares? But one of them are going to lose carries. I'm sorry. Red said that Lions tight end is beasted on ever. Yes, he is. No shame in him scoring. Yeah. And again, busted coverage, Red, if you remember. But he has been balling. Detroit is trying to send. There are two teams in NFC, San Francisco and Philly, right now. All the other 14 teams in NFC are on a different level. Detroit's trying to say we should be in that conversation at the top of the list. So far, so good. Got a long way to go. Slim Dulles says you can't hide a poor quarterback behind a run game because this is not college defense. Are smarter and pro. Let me make sure I did that right. You can't hide a poor quarterback behind a run game because this is not college defense. Are smarter and pros. They will expose your weakness. The Jags will put 8 in the box until Ritter makes them respect him. Absolute fair point. But what do they? My father-in-law, I was playing softball, is going to connect. And I'm one of those guys that in softball, they call balls and strikes. Now, the average softball player never throws strikes. They always throw the ball too high, too outside, whatever. So I just sat there, and my father-in-law was a professional, not professional, but paid umpire. He called strike on me every time. Ball way up in the air, way down in the air. And I never forget this. He always said, I'm going to make you be a hitter. Got to make you be a hitter. Defenses are going to say, Ritter, I'm going to make you be a passer. I dare you to pass the ball. I'm going to make you be a passer. And you're absolutely right, Slim. You're going to put the 8 in the box and whatever. I agree. Winston says Smith play calling can only go so far when a quarterback is hindering the offense. He has to call the game the way he does to give our best chance of winning. Red says got to have the ability to quick look the linebacker and safety away from the passing zone, man. And he's not doing it. He's not. They hiking the ball. Go back and look. Go back and look at this game against Detroit especially. Now, I know he might have been hearing footsteps, but, dude, every last couple of plays, he got that ball. Whoever was the hot route, whoever was the first choice, he came right out and his eye said. And that safety was like, and luckily for him, they couldn't catch the ball. David says eyes can't drop and start looking at the rush because you get sacked. More chicken-footed quarterbacks. And you got to learn how to throw that ball away too. You got to. Sean says we could be worse and have Jordan Love. This is true. This is true. Larry says, man, the Lions look legit after watching that Lions-Green Bay game. I feel we bounce back versus the Jag. Bijan will have a bounce back. I can't wait to see Calvin versus AJ. Marquee matchup. It should be. It absolutely should be. Again, as I told y'all before, make sure y'all hit the like button, whether y'all on YouTube or on Facebook. If you like what you see, please let us know. We appreciate it. Appreciate everyone joining us today. We are hours away from takeoff. And I wanted to make sure I touch bases with you guys. I will try my best to see if we can send information back and forth as long as they don't overcharge you. Brother Ray says Ed Sheeran and LMA are more recent artists from that. Yeah, Ed Sheeran is one of them underrated cats, man. I love me some Ed Sheeran. He's really good. Francis says, hey, Uncle Steve and family, I got the Falcons 24-14. I love Adele. Wow. And the late George Michael. Adele is somebody forced to be reckoned with. You cannot deny that first album she had. I can listen to Rolling in the Deep hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times, and I will be just fine. Michael says Sade is his favorite. Yeah, Sade is awesome. Sade is awesome. Absolutely. And word has it that they're supposed to be getting back together too. So Eric says ABC, The Look of Love. Man. Or when Smokey sings, I hear violins. I like that song too. But The Look of Love was good too. That's the look. And Heat Wave. People forget about Rod Temperton, man. One of the greatest songwriters of the 70s and 80s. You want to know who he is, go look on anybody's significance album, especially Michael Jackson, from Off the Wall to Thriller. I think he did one or two on Thriller, but I know he did a couple on Off the Wall as well. But yeah, from Heat Wave, he did his thing. Pasta Girl, what's going on? Say, if we do make a trade, what position should we go after? It's kind of interesting, and I didn't address it a whole lot because, quite honestly, I didn't think, I don't know. I think it's a little early. Of course, everyone heard they restructured Jake's contract, which opened up a little money. So the Falcons are up to something. I don't know what it is. I've heard a lot of things about Kirk Cousins and maybe even Hunter from the defense. But right now, I think you would do a disservice right now to Ritter to make a move. And you would even do more of a disservice to paying $10 million for Taylor Heineke to come in here to go get somebody else to say, oh, well, we'll get somebody over him. Slim Dollar says Sting had 7 number 1 hits like Field of Gold. Okay, so let me make sure I give my reference point, Slim Dollar. Slim Dollar, I am a very, very, very versed person with Billboard magazine. Billboard magazine basically is the music Bible of popular music over the years. Still use it to this day. That's want to see records like Old Town Road, number 1. When you hear that was number 1 for 19 weeks, you hear somebody has all the number 1 songs. It's Billboard magazine. So that's my reference point. Sting has not had, Fields of Gold did not hit number 1. Albums, he might have hit number 1, but I was talking more of songs. Sting hit number 1 with The Police, With Every Breath You Take. The Police only hit number 1 one time. Don't Stand So Close to Me, not a number 1. Every Breath You Take, I'm sorry. Every Little Thing She Does Magic, not number 1. Roxanne, not number 1. King of Pain, not number 1. Phil Collins, Susudio, number 1. One More Night, number 1. What's the song? Easy Lover was number 2. It wasn't number 1 song. Think Twice, Another Day in Paradise, number 1. So that's what I'm talking about. Am I saying he's better? No. But I'm saying from a number 1 standpoint, my reference is Billboard. Now, if you have another reference, I can't speak on that one, but I guarantee you the majority of people these days kind of use Billboard as that end-all, be-all when you're talking about music. When you hear number 1 song, it's from Billboard. So that's what I'm basing mine on. I'm not saying you're wrong. You might have seen it somewhere else, but Sting definitely has not had number 1 hits. He actually hit number 1 with, I mentioned it earlier, with Rod Stewart and Bryan Adams. All for love and one for all. That song. But that's it. Stephon, what's going on, sir? Play calling. Eric says Ritter has got to put his receiver in a better position to get hurt. That's what Eric says. Winston says Ritter is trash and we can't keep hoping for the best because we are the Falcon fans. Call a spade a spade. He said he's tired of y'all. King Richie is here. What's going on, man? And crazy part is they barely beat us. If you want to be honest, had we run the ball, we would have won. Talking about Detroit. I believe you. Ray says, I still don't think we really play to our strengths. We didn't last week, Ray. That's for sure. We didn't last week. Red said every quarterback hears footsteps. Ritter has got to have a plan. No excuses. They don't excuse Josh Allen when he throws 3 interceptions. They don't excuse Patrick Mahomes week 1, and he's supposed to be the best. King says, I wouldn't care about 8 in the box with our running backs, make the defense tired, and then throw. It's kind of interesting you say that. I was saying, in a game like they played with Detroit, Detroit said, okay, we're going to just push against you and dare you to try to run the ball. Sometimes that game was so back and forth. Everybody kept talking about the 8 3-and-outs for Atlanta. It wasn't like Detroit was coming down the field scoring touchdowns like they were doing against Green Bay yesterday. Detroit found it hard. They found it hard to score against the Falcons. So that speaks volumes to what we're doing. At some point, the defense just got tired. I think that last touchdown drive, it just got tired. That's all that happened. Pasta Girl says, Dolphins, 49ers in the Super Bowl. Yeah, I slow down a little bit on the Dolphins. I 70 points look good for 1 week. I need to see them do that on a consistent basis. I know we got a long way to go, but I can't take my money off of Patrick Mahomes at all. G says, what are the odds that Office calls another run play on 3rd and long? Probably good. Probably good. Sean says, are you going to the London game? Better be wearing a London jersey. Ha ha ha. And I don't have a London jersey. No, I don't. But I will. But I won't. I'll be wearing a Uncle Steve jersey. So Red says, but the real problem is Arthur. He has no hot routes designed for his quarterback, and it's like read 1, stare him down, read 2 quick, and then panic all the time when holding the ball. Listen, it's it seems like, and it's not just Red, people in here, it seems like it's a pick-on game with Desmond, and it's really not. What part about this was untrue last week? Stare him down, 2 quick, and then panic. And then he held the ball too long. And it didn't happen every play, but it happens. We're not blind. That's legit. Pasta Girl says, Coach Steve, you performing with Usher. Man, shoot. Hey, I wish I could. But they don't even get paid, right? They don't get paid for that. Where is it? Do we have any good great American artists other than MJ? I don't think we have a whole lot. I don't think we have look, we got a few. Stevie Wonder. I'll give him that. But, oh, yeah. Eric says, laid back. White horse. Ride the white horse. Red said, yes, I am, bro. When I take my music seriously. I take my music seriously, and I take my music history even more serious. So I wasn't trying to take a shot at my man when he was talking about number ones, but I just happen to know that. But listen, speaking of which, thank y'all so much for joining me on the Friday brunch. I am off into the air, and when I see you next, I'll be surrounded by clouds and rain in the Wembley Stadium and all that good stuff, and hopefully we'll be bringing you all a win back from the United Kingdom. Until then, y'all keep putting your predictions in the chat. Don't forget, please like the video if you get a chance to, Facebook or YouTube. Subscribe if you haven't. Hope everyone has a beautiful weekend. Let's get this win. Let's go to 3-1. My prediction, Falcons 30, Jaguars 27. Think it's going to be a good game. Think the Jaguars will make it close at the end, but we'll already be up a couple of points. Until then, everyone, cheerio, and we'll catch y'all next week. Y'all be good.